Alright, welcome to what we learned picks and bans. This is KOO Tigers versus KT Rollsters. Uh, we've changed up the quantifying uh, comparisons a little bit here, mainly to account more for damage. Um, it's like the most important thing with team fighting, and my previous four, which are mainly these four in here, they really didn't take into account much damage besides pressure. Uh, so once you got into team comps that were picking, equal pressure comps, we started to see a little issue with what the results were and what I was thinking might actually happen. So, all right, we can start by putting these things back in. Lulu's always interesting. She's just not too high of damage once it comes to like later in the game. But this is nice. Picking Kog'Maw up after the Lulu pick, it's really good. Although now KOO Tigers should probably pick Jinx just to have that range and not lose out on that pressure. But we'll see what happens there. I feel like I hope KOO Tigers realizes it. Maybe Tristana, but that's not even that good. Elise. Alright, so right now, KOO's got shielding, KT's got pressure, they got good damage too, they got good pick. KOO Tigers, I don't know what's with this Ashe. This Ashe is really bugging me. I don't really. I don't know. She's nice because she's consistent damage, and that's probably why. I bet someone did the math on it and showed that she actually does more damage more consistently than other AD carries when they're critting. That's my only assumption for why she's being brought out so much. Otherwise, it could just be the engage, kind of like how Cloud9 was doing it when they first came into the scene. They were doing a lot of Ashe engages, and it's really easy to follow up an arrow that stuns for 2 or 3 seconds, so that's not terrible. Diana right now, Diana's my favorite champion that's being picked in mid. She has a stronger burst than Victor. No one really talks about it. Actually, it might take a little bit longer. You really need to get the auto attack off with their passive. But if you hit her shield, one crescent slash, and then you get a double, you just ult twice. They usually won't ult twice, but if you wanted to ult twice, then you would do basically the same burst as Victor, and that's just insane. Especially because Victor's one of the strongest burst champions there. But this is interesting. Ooh, I like Ryze. Ryze is still super strong. Ryze is just the champion that I just feel like the actual Ryze CEO was like, hey, let's just not change him. I like the champion that has buckets of HP, tons of lifesteal, and then damage on top of it, and no cooldowns on top of that. It's just kind of like, I don't know. Oh, also hard CC. His only limiting factor is range. Alright, so let's start comparing this because we don't need to know what Gnar. Yeah, it's probably Gnar, so I'm just gonna write it. Unless it's Shyvana, but whatever. Damage versus effective HP. So who has a lot of damage? Who doesn't have a lot of HP? KT actually has a lot of damage, and KOO Tigers. The shield from Lulu is really good, and they can block. They can block the Kog'Maw from Gorilla, but they have some decent HP. I think KT's winning damage versus effective HP race. KOO Tigers damage is really Ashe and Ryze. And they got Gnar. Yeah, so KT's going to win that. KT has the damage versus effective HP win. That's good. Pressure versus engage, I'm giving it to KT again. Especially because Ashe is going to be a little bit afraid of Diana. And Kog'Maw should be able to deal with Ryze. Unless he gets sped up by Lulu, that's actually that's definitely good. Control versus control. So who has a lot of CC? This is a new category I'm adding to. KT, they have Gnar, They have Diana. Let's go here. Nar, Diana, Elise, Alistar, Lulu, Rise, Lulu, Ash, Rise, Rek'Sai, Braum, Hard CC. Yeah, I don't really like this category. Mm. Just the stun from Ash, the lockdown from Rise, the knock up on Rek'Sai, and the follow up knock up from Lulu if they want, plus Braum CC. It seems stronger. Kaguma doesn't really have strong CC. Diana, no. Elise, it's like, okay, it's a good pick, it's not really strong CC necessarily. Nara's the only one there. Alistar too. So we're gonna give control towards KOO. Poke versus sustain. Who has more poke? Kog'Maw, Ash, Lulu, Rise. Who has more sustain? Alistar. They have Braum to block poke. I'm gonna give this to KOO also. Pick versus disengage. Does anyone really have disengage? Gorilla can kind of disengage if that pick comes out. KOO Tigers have a very nice pick with Ash Rise, especially if Lulu's around. And can they disengage that? Pickabo can't really yeah, it's kind of a disengage. But KOO Tigers, I feel like definitely have a stronger sort of pick disengage. Oh, yeah, this is a pressure engage there. Alright, let's go burst versus healing. I feel like burst versus healing is, do they have enough healing or shielding? And KOO Tigers definitely have enough shielding and healing. Mainly with Lulu and Braum to block a lot of damage and the healing off Rise. So they definitely can survive this. KOO. And so this is so hard because it's like one side or the other. KT doesn't have any shielding at all for Arrow. That, yeah, KOO's gonna definitely have that. Alright, so what are we looking at? KOO's actually coming out with everything, and this is... Oh, you know what? That's what I can do. I can give some of these numbers breakdown. So like 3, and then I want to give KOO 2 points here. Because Lulu just speeding up Rise to follow up an Ash Arrow and Braum following up. That's a good engage, and that's good enough to engage to cause problems for KT. So maybe only one. Alright, so we're gonna talk about the fight now. Basically, Kog'Maw's just going to be attacking stuff while they look for a pick. And Nagne's going to try to look to dive. Probably pray, but... Because I don't think... Maybe they'll just wait for Korra. They have the exhaust, which is really good. Exhaust, Peekaboo, Arrow. Peekaboo can knock back Korra if he gets close enough, and that's going to be really, really hard to deal with Korra or with KOO Tigers. They don't really have anything that's hard. Diana's going to need to kind of stay safe. Just wait for cleanup. I don't really want to like talk about this fight. I just want to kind of look at the qualities here. KT, we know we got like 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like KOO Tigers. 2. It's like 20%. So it's like 70% KOO Tigers. Do I like that? I don't really like that. I don't really like that because KT, if they're playing it kind of right, no, KOO Tiger 70%. Because it doesn't really matter who they hit with the Ash Arrow. KOO Tiger wants to get Koro just like in there. And although Arrow can really cause problems with Koro, they should be able to speed up Parade. If like KOO Tiger is going to survive long enough that they might be able to outlast Bio Arcane Barrage, and as soon as that happens, KT is going to be kind of screwed. So far, I'm liking the new system I have going on for this. I didn't really fully go into it, but yeah, even though I kind of like KT's comp better at the beginning, KOO's comp's got it covered, I think. So there we go. I'm liking KOO in this game.